seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
And a very pleasant good afternoon, baseball fans. My name is Josh Eldridge with you live from KLGARY Stadium for Day 4 of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional. It's a beautiful day for baseball today as we should crack 90 here, actually 92 right now, as it is a fine day, not a cloud in sight. The wind is blowing in just a little bit as the dimensions here around KLGARY Stadium, 325 down either line, 350 to left and right center, and 385 to dead center field. The Klamath Falls Falcons today taking on the Calgary Premier in the semifinal. The Klamath Falls Falcons 3-0 in pool play. The Calgary Premier Ball Club was 2-1 in pool play. So the number 1 seed from the American League Falcons taking on the number 2 seed from the National League, the Calgary Premier. Of course, one more game happening tonight as Kelso Premier from the American League challenges the Nelson Baseball Club a little bit later on. But right now we are worried about the Falcons, who've got Nate Baker on the mound to start things on for them. And we will meet the starting lineups as we move forward with the broadcast this evening. The Klamath Falls Falcons wearing their red jerseys and their white pants for Calgary today. They're wearing their white pants and their black jerseys. First time we've seen the black unis from Calgary this tournament. And we are just about ready for baseball as Travis Cooley steps in, leading things off for Calgary. Here's the first pitch from Baker. It is lifted into right field. Cook moving over, and he is going to put that one away. First pitch, first out. A good start for the Falcons. Batting now is Herman Figueroa for the Blues as we get you the starting lineup now for the Calgary Premier Ball Club. Batting second, Herman Figueroa. Nick Suve bats third. Ben Longo batting cleanup. Carter Herkin batting fifth, followed by Schaefer, then Justin Ivers. Then Tate Manu, Jackson Tursa, and then it's going to be Cole McKinnon rounding out the order for the Blues. Right now, Figueroa at the dish. Figueroa batting from the left side. Here's the pitch. It is a ground ball out towards second. Carpenter over a couple of steps, bounces off of him, but he blocks it. The throw is going to be, well, no throw from Carpenter as Figueroa is going to reach on the error. This brings up Nick Sauvé batting .365 on the season. Aboard at first is Figueroa after the error. And we'll get you the starting defense for the Falcons after this first pitch to Nick Sauvé. Here's the pitch. Sauvé bouncing ball to third is going to end up foul. And so behind the dish for the Falcons is Caleb Waits. Gavin Graham starting at third. Marcus Uola Ford getting the nod at shortstop. Mark Carpenter over at second. Drew Rabel starting at first. In the outfield for the Falcons, it's Brody Hubble, Caden Bolanos, and Jacob Cook from left to right. 0-1 the count to Sauvé. Move over to first, and back safely is Figueroa. First chance we've seen Baker this tournament on the bump for the Falcons, so no stats on him yet. Here's the 0-1. It is a hard ground ball, again hit foul down the third base line, so we'll do it again, 0-2 this time. As the Falcons designated the home team by a coin flip. That was back on Tuesday. They were the home team in the first game of the tournament. The visitors in games 2 and 3 last night. A big win against Kelso Premier. It's a 13-0 victory for the Falcons to earn them this placement in this ball game against Calgary, earning the #1 seed out of the American League. Fighting for a chance to play in the championship game tomorrow at noon. Here's the 1-2 to Nick Sauvé. It is a bouncing ball towards third. Graham charging. Throw on to first is going to be in time. A nice hard throw across the diamond from Gavin Graham. Good for the second out in the inning, but Figueroa does advance to second, so a runner in scoring position now for Ben Longo. Longo leads the team in RBI this year at 28. He's also batting .284 on the season. He's got one out there waiting for him. Figueroa at second. So he steps into the left-handed batter's box as Baker looks in, gathers the sign from Waits. But timeout called by Longo. The first pitch on the way to Longo. It is going to be called strike one. Nice fastball on the outside corner from Baker. Two away in the top of the first. Still scoreless in the early going from Kiger Stadium. Here's the 0-1. It is taken for a ball. Baker gets the sign from Waits. Now comes set. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be taken low for a ball. 2 balls and a strike to Ben Longo. The 2-1 with a breaking ball. That was a nice pitch on the outer third. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Baker took a little bit off that one, and Longo let it go. 2-2, 2 outs. Runner at second is Figueroa. The right-hander Baker comes set. Here's the delivery. It is swung on and missed. Longo underneath the fastball, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits. 1 error for the Falcons as we go to the bottom of the first, still scoreless in our continuing coverage of Day 4 of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional at Kiger Stadium on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Gavin Graham leading things off for the Falcons in the bottom of the first inning. It's still a scoreless ball game from Kiger Stadium. Gavin Graham leads things off for the Falcons, followed by Marcus Uola Ford. Caden Bolanos bats third. Jacob Cook in right hits fourth. Drew Rabel bats fifth at first base. And Brody Hubble in left. Tyler Harper and Mark Carpenter, Nate Baker, and Caleb Waits. For the Falcons, this is a 1-0 count to Gavin Graham. The 1-0 is looked at for ball 2. A little bit too much inside as it's going to be Colt McKinnon, the starting pitcher for Calgary. We'll look at some of the numbers for McKinnon this season As the ball is hit high, it's hit deep to left field, and that one is gone. Gavin Graham, a leadoff home run. Gavin Graham, a deep bomb over the left field fence. 3:25 to get over, and that one might not have landed yet as Gavin Graham gives the Falcons a 1-0 lead. Well, as we were about to, we'll still take a look at the numbers for Cole McKinnon. This is his 12th start of the season for Calgary. He's got an ERA of 1.8. And Gavin Graham ran into a pitch there. Now here's the first one to Uola Ford. It is called a strike. Nice fastball on the inner third to the right-handed power bat of Uola Ford. The 0-1 from McKinnon. That one's going to miss, a ball and a strike. The 1-1. It's going to bounce to the plate. 2 balls and a strike now to Uola Ford. Around the diamond for Calgary, Nick Souvé behind the dish. Tate Manu at third. Herman Figueroa at short. Jackson Tursa at second. And Carter Herkin at first. We'll get you the outfield after this. Marcus Uola Ford, a ground ball into left field. That's going to be a single, as he's aboard with nobody out in the bottom of the first. The Falcons up 1-0. The outfield for Calgary is Travis Cooley in left, Schaefer in center, and Ivers in right for the Canadians. This is the first of 2 semifinals that we're going to see today. Later on, the Nelson Baseball Club is going to take on Kelso Premier to see who is going to match up in the noon finals tomorrow. Here's the pitch. It is taken for a ball. Throw down to first is going to skip to Herkin, but he stays in front of it. The count 1-0. McKinnon's got to find his placement back into this game. He gave up the leadoff homer to Graham, but still a lot of baseball left to go. Here's the 1-0. It is a smash hit into center field. Schaefer under it now. He's not going to have to move too much. He puts that one away for the first out. As Bolanos really ran into that pitch, but now it's up to the cleanup hitter, Jacob Cook, to try to get on base. The left-handed bat, I guess you could call him a power hitter now. Jacob Cook hit a home run a couple of nights ago. Didn't used to be that way, but when he's come back from Lassen Community College, Jacob Cook swings a powerful bat now. Here's the pitch. It's taken for a ball, 1-0. Couple of step lead off at first for Uola Ford. Cook watches the two-seamer break away from him. A ball and a strike. McKinnon comes set, delivers to Cook, who fights it off, fouls it back behind third base. A ball and 2 strikes. On deck is Drew Rabel. Coming set is McKinnon, and the pitch. Cookie swings and misses. That's the second out in the inning as he goes down on strikes. That'll bring up Drew Rabel. Not a lot of stats for the seasons for the Falcons, but we can tell you what Rabel has done this tournament. Rabel is batting .429. He's got 3 hits and 7 at-bats this tournament. That is a smash ball into left field, gonna one-hop the wall. We'll see if they wave around Ford. They're sending him. He's headed around to home. The throw is going to be, well, the shortstop, the cutoff man, holds on to it as Uola Ford scores from first. Makes it a 2-0 ball game. An RBI double for Drew Rabel, and the Falcons lead now 2-0. That'll bring up Brody Hubble. Hubble in the tournament so far is batting .500. It's only 1 for 2, so a smaller sample size. Here's the first pitch. It's a strike called on the outer third. Couple step lead off a second by Rabel. Here's the pitch. A bouncing ball out towards short. Figueroa playing it on a hop. The throw over is going to take the first baseman off the bag, but the tag applied. No, he missed the tag. So aboard at first is Hubble after the error. Second error in the game. This is the first one for Calgary. And in the madness, Rabel has advanced to third. Hubble at first for Tyler Harper. Harper in the tournament so far is batting $125, although he does have 3 RBI. Move over to first, and back safely is Hubble. Tyler Harper, the extra player in the order for the Falcons. Harper flies one out to center field. Moving over is the center fielder, Schaefer, and he is going to make the catch to retire the side. The Falcons score 2 in the inning on 3 base hits. They leave 2 stranded. They lead 2-0 as we head to the top of the second as we continue our coverage of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional at Kiger Stadium on Mason.com.
Trying to lose some weight and get in shape? Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club provides a clean and friendly workout environment with professional and experienced staff to help you achieve your goals. They offer state-of-the-art equipment, indoor tennis and pickleball courts, certified personal trainers, tons of group exercise classes. They're the best exercise facility in the Klamath Basin. Plus, they now have a smoothie bar to give you a nutritious boost after your workout. See and feel the difference at Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club. It's the place to be.
Getting ready for the bottom of the second inning as we continue our coverage of the Babe Ruth Pacific Northwest Regional Tournament at Kiger Stadium. Due up this half inning for Calgary, it's Herkin, Schaefer, and Ivers as the Falcons lead 2-0. Ground ball over to short. Up with it is Uola Ford. Throw on is going to be in time. 1 pitch, 1 out in the second. That'll bring up Dylan Schaefer. Schaefer this season for Calgary is batting .298. The lefty steps in against the right-handed throwing Baker. And the pitch. It's going to be taken for a ball, 1-0. Baker delivers. That one's a ground ball out towards second. Carpenter up with it. Toss on to first in time for the second out. And so far, Baker's making quick work of Calgary here in the second. Justin Ivers is batting now. Ivers this season hitting .265. He's got 14 runs batted in this season, actually leads the team in runs at 32. 1-0. Ivers settles back in. That one's going to miss low and away, 2-0. It's a good job framing that one up from Waits, but just missed a bit outside. Pitch looked to catch the outer third, but going to be called ball 3. Now Ivers can be picky on a 3-0 pitch. Here it is. That is going to be a strike right down Main Street, 3-1. On deck, hoping to get a chance, is Tate Manu. The pitch. That one's going to miss wide, no question. So a 2-out walk for Nate Baker walking Justin Ivers. And that will bring up Tate Manu. Manu batting .328 this season. That is 4th best on the team. No, pardon me. He's batting .239. His on-base percentage is .328. Move over to first. Ivers back safely. Klamath leading 2-0 in the top of the second. Baker looks in, gets the sign from Waits, and comes set. Here's the pitch. Fouled off, 0-1. Rabel holding the runner, Ivers at first. Baker checks the runner before coming set. The 0-1. Runner on the move, Ivers down to second. A beautiful throw by Waits, and they smoked him. 2-0 lead for the Falcons as we head to the bottom of the second. You've got continuing coverage of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional at Kiger Stadium on my.com.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quatrac tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Mark Carpenter at the plate. Get things started for the Falcons. It's Carpenter, Baker, and Waits as the Falcons lead 2-0 in the bottom of the second. It's fouled back. 0-2. Cole McKinnon looks in. Here's the pitch. That one is lifted in foul territory behind first base. Playable, but will drop safely in foul territory. Look what Carpenter has done so far this tournament for the Falcons. He's batting .750, and he's got 6 RBI. The 0-2 pitch to Carpenter. Here it is. That one is hit in the air to shallow right field. Coming in is the right fielder, diving and making the catch is Ivers. What a catch in right field. And that is the first out in the bottom of the second. Nathan Baker to bat now for the Falcons, the starting pitcher for Klamath, looking to get something going here in the bottom of the second. Swung on and missed. Baker a little bit behind the heater. 0-1. McKinnon took a little bit off for the 0-1 pitch, and it froze up Baker. The count now 0-2. On deck is Caleb Waits as McKinnon comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed in the dirt, and that is going to be a strikeout for Nate Baker. 2 away in the bottom of the second. Caleb Waits batting now for the Falcons in this tournament. Waits is batting .500. He's got 5 hits in the tournament so far and 3 runs batted in. The pitch to Waits. It's taken outside for a ball. Waits not offering up at the fastball. It's heading the count 1-0. Two and 0. Here's the pitch. It's taken in the dirt, 3-0. So Waits, now he has a chance to look for one pitch in one spot and see what he can do with it. He's got a couple to work with, so he can be choosy. Here's the 3-0. That one's going to come into the zone. Maybe a bit inside for Waits' liking, but that's okay. The count 3-1. The pitch to Waits is going to be taken for ball 4. A little bit too high, and that'll be a walk. On 5 pitches, Gavin Graham stepping up now, as it looks like we're going to have a runner come in for Waits. And it's going to be Owen Sheen. Sheen pitched a nice game last night for the Falcons, a shutout in 5 innings against Kelso Premier, the other semifinalist team out of the American League. But now, just on the base paths for the Falcons as Gavin Graham steps in. First pitch to Graham is a called strike. Sheen on the move in the pitch. The throw is going to end up in center field. Now Sheen headed for third, and he's going to be in there safely. Second error for Calgary in the ball game, and now Sheen winds up at third, still 2 out. It's still going to take a base hit by Graham to score the run, but he's already made his presence known in the ball game. He's 1 for 1 with a solo home run. Here's the pitch. It's taken for strike 2. McKinnon with the 0-2 to Graham. Fouls it off, staying alive. McKinnon looking in, grabbing the sign from Sauvé. Here's the delivery. Ground ball, foul down the third base line. Sheen playing games down the third base line. Here's the 0-2. It's taken outside for a ball. Good eye by Gavin Graham. And if you can, watch Owen Sheen at third base. He's not returning to the base. He's keeping his lead. And he's also kind of toying with McKinnon just a little bit. McKinnon comes set with the 1-2. Of course, as I pointed out, Sheen stops goofing around at third, but he's been kind of doing some stutter steps, something to keep your eye on. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 fouled back. Gavin Graham making McKinnon work. Haven't seen McKinnon yet this tournament for Calgary, so it might be assumed that the Premier Ball Club was saving him for this semifinal appearance, but with a 1.8 ERA, the first time we've seen him is a curious choice, but he's behind now 2-0 in the ball game. The 2-2 pitch to Graham is fouled back, and the count remains 2-2. The pitch. Graham laces one into right field, but it's going to be caught by the right fielder Ivers to end the inning. The Falcons leave one stranded. They lead 2-0 as we go to the top of the third at the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional at KLGARY Stadium on mybasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Top of the third inning as we are still with Klamath in the lead at 2-0 at the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional at KLGARY Stadium. Tate Manu to lead things off for Calgary. Here's the pitch from Baker. It's taken for a strike, a good fastball from Baker. Manu getting kind of a second life here. He was in a 2-strike count at the end of last inning. But they caught Ivers stealing and finds himself again in a 2-strike count. So now Manu has got to make good use of this second life at the plate. Here's the pitch from Baker. Off-speed pitch that bounces to the plate, 1-2. The 1-2 is a bouncing ball out to third. Graham up with it. Tough throw across the diamond, picked by Rabel. A nice defensive play by the Falcons for the first down. Jackson Tursa to bat now for Calgary. As the outfield comes in a couple of steps, Bolanos playing shallow center. Here's the pitch. That one is hit to center field. Now having to back up is Bolanos. He gets on his horse and he gets under the ball, but it bounces off his glove. Rounding second, and he's going to stay there, is Tursa. And that'll be an error in center by Bolanos, and a runner at second with just one away. That sun can be a killer in center field. Kind of all day here at KLGARY Stadium with our vantage point facing south. The sun rises in left and sets in right. It is visible all day long until 6:30, 7 o'clock almost. And in the outfield, it's visible even past that. So it can almost be a second or third team in and of itself in the ball game, as outfielders especially have to battle it all day long. It got the best of Bolanos there. And that'll bring up Cole McKinnon. Here's the pitch. It is a called strike on the outside corner. The good fastball from Baker. Big lead off a second by Tursa. Here's the pitch. Off-speed pitch had McKinnon out in front, but he fouled it off, 0-2. Baker gathers the sign from Waits. Shakes his head once and then confirms the pitch. Comes set, here's the 0-2. It's going to be taken wide, 1-2. Both middle infielders for the Falcons, Garden Tursa at second, Uola Ford at short, and Carpenter at second. They're both kind of dancing around behind him. Carpenter sneaking up behind second. Another step lead off a second by Tursa. And he's going to step off. Baker is, just to watch the runner back to second. Kind of a game of cat and mouse out there. Tursa takes a bigger step each time Carpenter gets closer. Baker comes set with the 1-2 to McKinnon. Here's the pitch. It bounces to the plate, but a good job by Waits to stay in front of it. The count moves now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Calgary, the number 2 seed out of the National League. The Falcons clinching the American League last night with a 3-0 record. Calgary is 2-1 in pool play, looking to advance to tomorrow's finals. Here's the 2-2. Taken wide, the count runs full now, 3-2 with just 1 away in the top of the third. Game in which the Falcons leads 2-0. After McKinnon, it's back to the top of the order for Travis Cooley. Baker ready with the full count pitch. That is a ground ball out towards second. Carpenter on to first, and that is the second out. Advancing to third on the play was Tursa. Travis Cooley's 0 for 1 today. The right-hander steps back in looking for more against Nathan Baker. Here's the pitch. A ground ball to third. Gavin Graham, that's going to get underneath his glove and into left field. Tursa is going to score, and that's going to be ruled a base hit. So there goes a potential for a no-hitter for Baker, and also the shutout as well, as Calgary's on the board. 2-1, the Falcons still lead. The RBI single from Cooley. That brings up Herman Figueroa, who's 0 for 1 today. The lefty getting his second look at Baker. Small lead off of first by Cooley. He takes an extra step. The pitch is going to find the outside part of the zone on a fastball, 0-1. 36th pitch for Baker coming up. That's a ground ball towards second. Carpenter going to toss it on to Uola Ford at second for the force, and that will do it. Premier scores 1 run on 1 hit. They leave 1 stranded. They trail 2-1 to the Falcons as we go to the bottom of the third as we continue our coverage of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional at Kiger Stadium on MyBasin.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Bottom of the third inning in a 2-1 ball game. Marcus Uola Ford leading things off for the Falcons, still against Cole McKinnon on the bump for Calgary. Uola Ford is 1 for 1 today. He scored a run. Takes a look at ball one that misses low and away. Winner of this game goes on to the finals tomorrow at noon. The winner of that game heads to Ephrata, Washington for the Babe Ruth World Series. 2-0 the count to Uola Ford. The 2-0 is popped foul out of play, 2-1. That pitch is going to find the inside corner. The two-seam fastball breaking back towards Uola Ford. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Just getting started in the bottom of the third. One misses high. Uola Ford working a full count pitch. On the way is Bolanos on deck, then Cook. It's 2-3-4 in the Falcons' order due up this half. The 3-2 is taken high. Uola Ford works a walk to lead things off in the bottom of the third. And that will bring up Caden Bolanos, who's 0 for 1 today. So far in the tournament for Caden Bolanos, as we take a peek at the stats, he is batting .444. He is tied for second on the team in RBI with 4 for the tournament. Couple of step lead off of first for Ford. Here's the pitch. It's taken outside by Bolanos. 1-0. McKinnon coming set. Here's the pitch. It is an off-speed pitch that finds the inside corner of the zone. A ball and a strike. The 1-1 is a ground ball foul. 1-2. The 1-2 swung on and missed. Down on strikes goes Bolanos. And that is the first out in the bottom of the third. That'll bring up Jacob Cook, who is 0 for 1. He struck out in his first plate appearance. See if Cook takes advantage of the big gap on the right side of the infield with the first baseman Herkin holding the runner and the second baseman Tursa playing for the double play. And that's exactly what Cookie does, a ground ball into right field. That'll be a 1-out single for Jacob Cook. Drew Rabel to bat now. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI. He's got a chance to drive in a couple as the Falcons already up 2-1 in the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch. Rabel checks his swing. The ball skips away from Sauvé. The throw down to third is going to be late. Safe at third is Uola Ford. Advancing to second is Jacob Cook. And now Rabel with a real good chance with just 1 away in the inning. And the speedy Ford at third, almost anything out of the infield, will at least score 1. Infield comes in for Calgary. Here's the 1-0. That is a fly ball to left field. Under it now is Cooley. He's going to make the catch. Tagging from third is Uola Ford. The throw goes into third base as Cook is tagging from second as well. So a run in. It's 3-1 Falcons. Cook stands at third. There's 2 away. That'll bring up Brody Hubble. As the Falcons answer the run that Premier scored in the top half of this inning with one of their own in the bottom. They build their lead back up to 2. It's 3-1 in the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch. It's going to be taken for ball 1, low and away. The 1-0 is popped, going to be foul out of play. One ball, one strike, 2 outs, and Cook on third. Cookie, couple step lead off a third. Here's the pitch to Hubble. That one comes in, almost got him. 2 balls and a strike. This will be the 55th pitch for McKinnon. And at this point, the cap is off for him. The 2-1 is going to be taken for ball 3. With the final game of the tournament tomorrow and him already over 45, you could expect him to go until the coach for Calgary, Troy Lamb, decides to pull him. His hard cap is 105. But he's got all the room to work with. The ground ball out to second. Tursa lets it bounce off his glove, and a run is going to score. That's going to go in the books as an E4. Third error of the day for Calgary, and the 4th run of the ball game for Klamath puts him up 3. Aboard at first is Hubble, and that is going to bring up Tyler Harper, looking to keep the rally going for the Falcons. Coach Lamb headed out to the mound to have a conversation with his pitching staff. A fine time now to thank the sponsors here at Kiger Stadium. Without them, this broadcast wouldn't be possible. Henris Roofing, Les Schwab Tires, Pop Howard's, Diamond Home Improvement, Sherm's Thunderbird, and Howard's Meat Center, along with our sponsors at the station, Abby's Legendary Pizza, Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club, On Top Tree Services, Coldwell Banker Home and Premier Realty, and Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Tyler Harper to bat now. He's 0 for 1 today. The righty stepping in the box. That is called strike 1. Here's the pitch. One misses high to Harper, a ball and a strike. That's a fly ball to right field. Ivers underneath it, and he's going to make the catch to end the inning. The Falcons score 2 in the inning. They lead 4-1. As we head now to the top of the 4th, and the continuing coverage of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional at Kiger Stadium, mybasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends. How to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Nick Sauvé leading things off in the top of the 4th inning for Calgary. Sauvé today is 0 for 1. The Falcons lead 4-1 as we continue this semifinal matchup at Kiger Stadium at the Babe Ruth Pacific Northwest Regional. Here's the first pitch. It is a ground ball foul down the third base line, 0-1. And through 3 innings, Baker has pitched a fine ball game. 3 innings, 1 hit, 1 unearned run, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. He's made Calgary put the ball in play, and so far the Falcons' defense has helped him out for the most part. 2 errors for the Falcons, but it's only come back to bite him once. Here's the 0-1. It is taken for a strike, 0-2. So far in the game, 1 run on 1 hit, 3 errors for Premier. For the Falcons, 4 runs on 4 hits and 2 errors. Here's the 0-2 from Baker. It is lifted behind first base, out of play, foul. 3, 4, 5 in the order due up for Calgary. Sauvé, then Longo, then Herkin. The pitch from Baker is going to be taken wide, a ball and a strike. So he brought up pitch count a little bit earlier as the 1-2 on the way is going to be a ball dribbled down the third base line. Gavin Graham tries to backhand it but comes up empty. That's going to be an error. They're going to mark that an error, so 3rd error for the Falcons as Sauvé reaches first. So we were talking about pitch count and how the cap for everyone is 105 today. There is a couple of players that are ineligible to pitch for this game. As we look at the Premier Ball Club, Herman Figueroa and Adam Lehman ineligible to pitch tonight. For the Premier Ball Club, for the Falcons, you won't see Marcus Uola-Ford or Owen Sheen in tonight's ball game. Ben Longo is at the plate as a big move over to first to try and get Sauvé, but he's back safely. Longo, the team leader in RBI at 28. He's also a .328 hitter. The pitch. Longo takes that one outside, 1-0. Right-hander, Baker. It's coming set. That is going to miss wide. 2-0. Strike 1 on the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike now. The count to Ben Longo. Again, he's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Middle infield, a double play depth, and Rabel holding the runner at first. That one is a high fly ball to center field. Moving over is Bolanos. That is going to get down. Rounding second, headed for third is Sauvé. They're going to wave him in. The throw to third is going to stop Longo from advancing any further, but that is going to be an RBI double for the team leader in that number, as the score now 4-2. Still nobody out in the inning, and that's going to bring up Carter Herkin. Baker's got to get back into this inning. It's the right-hander. Gets the sign from Waits. And the pitch. Going to be taken wide for a ball. 1-0. The outfield, a couple of paces back for the Falcons as Bolanos stationed pretty deep in center. Here's the 1-0. It's going to miss inside. 2-0. After Herkin, it's Schaefer waiting on deck for Calgary. The delivery from Baker is good for strike one. Looked to be the fastball in the lower quadrant outside for Herkin. As this time when he steps in the batter's box, just maybe a hair closer to the plate, knowing that that outside pitch has been called most of the afternoon. Here's the 2-1. It's going to be called strike two, and there it was, another outside pitch that was called a strike. That pitch has been consistently called a strike through the first 3 innings. So we'll see if these hitters have what it takes to adjust. The 2-2. That one is going to be strike 3 called. Beautiful breaking pitch. And down on strikes for the first out. That'll bring up Dylan Schaefer, who's 0 for 1 today. Baker steps off, looks the runner at second back. It's Longo out there. He knocked in a run earlier this inning with an RBI double. Here's the pitch. It is a bouncing ball back towards second base. Carpenter charging in, up with it. Sidearm throw to first, and it's in time for the second out, but Longo advances to third. Brings up Justin Ivers. He is without an at-bat today. He walked in his first plate appearance, the lefty, standing in against Baker with a runner just 90 feet away from scoring. The pitch. It's going to be taken for a strike. Good fastball. Both pitchers using the outside corner very well to both lefties and righties. 53rd pitch coming up for Nate Baker. Swung on and missed. The breaking ball looked good coming out of Baker's hand. 0-2. He's gone to the breaking stuff a little bit more the second time through the order. His Baker is mostly fastball changeup first time through, but he's mixed in the curveball second time through the order. See what he goes with here on the 0-2 pitch. That one's going to miss inside as well. Might have been the changeup that missed down and in. 1-2. Baker ready with the 1-2. That one is swung on and fouled back. Ivers finds a way to get on base. It's Tate Manu waiting on deck. The 1-2 is taken for ball 2. That one just missed outside. Here's the pitch. It's taken for ball 3. And you hear the groans from the Falcons faithful here at Kiger Stadium. The full count pitch on the way from Baker. That one is a ground ball into left field for a single and an RBI for Ivers. The score now 4-3. Klamath still leads. That'll bring up Tate Manu with 2 away in the inning. Manu today is 0 for 1. Move over to first, back safely is Ivers. That is a line drive to short past the jumping glove of Uola Ford and into center. Rounding second, headed for third is Ivers. The throw is going to be late. Ivers in there safely, and a 2-out single for Tate Manu. And it looks like the Falcons are going to get someone up in the bullpen. We'll try to find out who that is, as the score still 4-3, but the tying run just 90 feet away with 2 outs in the top of the fourth. And it looks like Coach Whistler out to have a conversation with his pitcher. Time to thank some of the folks that make this tournament possible. The grounds crew has been phenomenal all tournament long. You can see Kiger Stadium and Clem Bradbury Field have really never looked in better shape in the past few seasons, and looks great here, of course. Everyone who's worked very hard on this field deserves a lot of credit. Thinking of Dave Snyder and all the volunteers with the Falcons and Klamath Youth Baseball. Jackson Tursa steps in now. Tursa is 0 for 1. Reached on an error in his first at-bat. First pitch to Tursa is taken for strike 1. Lead off at first from Manu. Ivers is at third. He's the tying run. Here's the 0-1. It is taken for a strike. 0-2. Baker looks in, gets the sign. Looking to get out of this inning as they move over to first. Rabel saves that one from potentially being a run. He jumped up to grab that baseball. Looks like Tyler Harper is the right-hander warming up in the Falcons bullpen. Here's the 0-2. It is a ground ball out to short. Uola Ford. Throw on to first. That will end the inning. Premier scores 2 runs on 2 base hits. They leave 2 stranded as we head now to the bottom of the fourth with the Falcons up 4-3 as we continue our coverage of the Babe Ruth Pacific North Regional at Kiger Stadium on mybasin.com. Mark Carpenter to lead things off for the Falcons in the bottom of the third. They're up 4-3. it'll be Carpenter, Baker, and Waits. That's 8, 9, 10 in the Falcons' order. As they look to answer the two that Premier scored in the top half of the fourth. First pitch to Carpenter is a line drive right back into center field. Carpenter aboard with a single to get things started in the bottom of the fourth. That makes Carpenter 1 for 2 today. And now it brings up Nate Baker, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout in his only plate appearance. Baker steps in. He sends one into center field as well. That'll be back-to-back base knocks for the Falcons in the fourth. 2 pitches, 2 runners on, and the Falcons are in business for Caleb Waits. And it looks like we're going to have a runner for Baker. And that's going to be Peyton McGuire. On the base paths for the Falcons as Caleb Waits steps in. Again, he's without an at-bat today. He has walked in his lone plate appearance. In is the first baseman Herkin, playing in on the grass. Everyone else playing straight up for Calgary. And showing bunt is Waits. He lays one down the third base line, but it will skip foul, and that might be a fair ball. Yes, it is. It skipped off the grass and into fair territory. That's got to be a fair ball. That's got to be a fair ball, and it, oh my goodness. That is, oh man. That has not a fair ball. 0-1 the count. I've got the video replay if they'd like to check. The 0-1 count to Waits. He calls time. Here's the pitch. Waits showing bunt again. Now a throw down to second. That one's going to skip into center field, and Carpenter's going to advance to third. McGuire in at second. And now, 2 runners in scoring position for Waits. The bunt likely off. It's a 1-1 count. Doubtful to see Waits bunt here as the infield comes in for Calgary. Here's the pitch. It's going to be taken high for a ball, 2-1. That is a shot to left field. That one is going to bounce off of the Kiger Stadium sign. A 3-run blast for Caleb Waits. I'm sure they wish that bunt was a fair ball now as Klamath leads 7-3. Back to the top of the order for the Falcons, still with nobody out for Gavin Graham. That one comes in and I think that hit the bottom of the bat for Gavin Graham, so it's 0-1. Technically a foul ball. That Caleb Waits 3-run home run put Klamath up 4. Second home run of the day for the Falcons. First of the tournament for Waits. The pitch to Graham. 3 balls, 1 strike. And Gavin Graham can be picky now in a hitter's count. Here's the pitch. Graham fouls one off, full count. Still nobody out in the inning. 3 runs home. Graham checks his swing, but it's a called strike 3 anyway, so down on strikes is Gavin Graham, and that brings up Marcus Uola Ford. Strike 1 called to Uola Ford on the inner third, 0-1. Uola Ford might have thought that was inside as he takes a step back off the plate a little bit, fouls one off. 0-2. That one is a check swing on a curveball. Missed low, a ball on 2 strikes to Uola Ford, who is 1 for 1 today. He's also walked. He's scored each trip around the base paths. The 1-2 is going to come in high, almost hit Uola Ford. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hard hit ball to third. That's going to skip past Manu and into left field. A base hit for Uola Ford, and he's aboard with 1 out in the inning. And the manager for Calgary, Troy Lamb, comes out of the bullpen. 76 pitches for Cole McKinnon, and they're going to take the ball from him, so that will spell the end for Cole McKinnon. They've got a new pitcher coming in now. We'll get you the rest of the defensive changes after this for Calgary. Right now, Klamath leads 7-3 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Our continuing coverage of the Babe Ruth Pacific Northwest Regional at Kiger Stadium on Mason.com.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Caden Bolanos to bat now for the Falcons as Ryan Bond is the new pitcher for Calgary. You look at some of the stats for Bond this season. This is his 16th game pitched, and he's got an ERA of 4.4. He inherits a situation with the runner on first. It's Uola Ford and Caden Bolanos at the dish. Here's the pitch. That is going to bounce to the plate and away from Sauvé. Uola Ford advancing to second. The 1-0 pitch is going to be taken. 2-0 with Uola Ford standing on second. Here's the 2-0. That's a ground ball to third. Snagging it is Manu. Throw across the diamond is in time. Now breaking for third is Uola Ford. The throw is going to be late. Uola Ford safe at third. The third, did Manu lay hands on Uola Ford? And it seems to be a conversation and the third base line between the coaching staff and the umpires for Klamath Falls. Jacob Cook at the plate now with 2 away, looking to drive in Uola Ford, who's 90 feet away. All right, after that's all sorted out, it's a 1-0 count to Jacob Cook with 2 away and a runner at third. It's Uola Ford. Here's the pitch from Bond. Cook sends one in the sky to center field. Back a few steps is Schaefer battling the sun and makes the catch to retire the side. The Falcons score 3 in the inning on the 3-run home run from Caleb Waits. They lead 7-3 as we head to the top of the 5th as we continue our coverage of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional on mybasin.com.
Top Tree Services has the highest buckets in town. No job too small, no tree too tall. Operating since 2017, this crew's ready for your land clearing, tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, and fire prevention. On Top Tree Services offers same-day estimates. I can't mention this enough. If a tree falls on your house or vehicle, they offer a 24/7 emergency tree or limb removal. Give them a call today at 541-882-8707. On Top Tree Services, fast, easy, and reliable. CCB 216014.
Bond at the plate for Calgary, getting his first look at Nate Baker in this 7-3 ball game. A bunt laid down the third base line. Graham up with it. Throw on to first is picked by Rabel, but not in time. That'll be an infield single for Ryan Bond. Now back to the top of the order for Calgary and Travis Cooley. Cooley is 1 for 2 today with an RBI. Runner at first is Bond. It's Baker entering his 5th inning of work. This will be his 64th pitch of the ball game. That is a ground ball out towards short, planted on a hop as Uala Ford had trouble with it. The flip onto second, and they got him at second, but no throw to first as Cooley will be safe on the fielder's choice, one away, and that'll bring up Nick Souvet. No, pardon me, Herman Figueroa to bat now. He's 0 for 2 today. The lefty shortstop for Calgary. Find themselves down 4 in the top of the 5th. Winner goes to the noon championship game tomorrow. And the winner of that game is going to Ephrata, Washington. It's an 0-1. That is popped up behind third base. Graham underneath it, and he's going to make the catch for the second out. Sauvé is 0 for 2 today. He's reached on an error and scored a run in the ballgame. Pitch is going to miss wide, 1-0. The 1-0 on the way to Sauvé is a line drive into left field for a base hit. They're going to keep Cooley at second. So 2 away, runners at first and second for the cleanup hitter, Ben Longo. Longo today is 1 for 2 with an RBI. He's also struck out in his other plate appearance. The 1-0 pitch is going to have to wait because the first pitch to Longo is going to have to wait. He calls time, and now Baker's set with it. The pitch is a fastball right down the middle, 0-1. Cooley at second. Sauvé at first, 2 away in the top of the 5th. Baker delivers another fastball. That might have been a little bit high for Longo's liking. It's a ball and a strike. Two balls and a strike to Longo. That is hit hard to right field. Cook back a couple of steps, and he will make the grab to retire the side. 7-3, and the Falcons lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th as we continue our coverage of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional Tournament at Kiger Stadium on mybasin.com.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quad-Track tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Bottom of the fifth inning, it'll be Rabel, Hubble, and Harper due up this half inning for the Falcons. They lead 7-3 as we're in the bottom of the fifth inning of the Babe Ruth Pacific Northwest Regional Tournament at Kiger Stadium. Ryan Bond still on the mound for Calgary. We can close the book on Cole McKinnon. He pitched 3 1/3 in the start for Calgary. 8 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned. He walked 2 and struck out 4. Bond just in this game for 2/3 of an inning thus far. Trying to keep things right where they are. Drew Rabel stepping in. Rabel today is 1 for 1 with 2 RBI. Here's the pitch. It's going to miss low. The 1-0. A ground ball back towards short. Figueroa up with it. Toss on to Herkin at first. It takes him off the bag, but the tag applied to Rabel for the first down. Brody Hubble to bat now, 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Bond comes set. The right-hander delivers. Fastball into the zone for Hubble. It's down 0-1. Ball and a strike to Hubble now. One more game scheduled tonight at Kiger Stadium. It'll be Kelso Premier from the American League taking on the number 1 seed from the National League, the Nelson Baseball Club. It's a 2-1 count to Hubble. That's going to miss low. 3-1 to the Klamath left fielder. Out of the bullpen, Bond has yet to walk anyone this game, but in danger of losing Hubble here. The 3-1 is going to be looked at and taken for ball 4. A 5-pitch walk for Hubble. Brings up Tyler Harper, who's 0 for 2 today. Now, we saw Harper warming up in the Klamath bullpen a little while ago, but still just the extra player in the order for the Falcons. Hoping to get something going here with 1 away and a runner on first. Harper, a little bit late on the inside fastball, fouls it back 0-1. Herkin, the first baseman, holding the runner Hubble at first. Runner takes off from first. Hubble's going to have to head back, though, after that one goes out of play. Foul down by the patio. 0-2. The 0-2 is driven into left center field, and that's going to roll up against the warning track. They're going to wave around Hubble from first. The throw is going to be late. Hubble dives in safely. 8-3 Klamath after the RBI double from Tyler Harper. 4 RBIs for the tournament in his second hit of the tournament, and that'll bring up Mark Carpenter. Nine hits in the contest for Klamath. Mark Carpenter getting ready to step on up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 today. He scored a run. Waiting at second is Harper as Bond looks in. The pitch. Carpenter in a 2-0 count. Two and 0 the count to Carpenter. Here's the pitch. It's taken. That one's going to be in there for strike one. Second baseman Tersa holding things steady at second. This one is flared out shallow right field. That one could be trouble, and that's in for a base hit. They're holding up Harper at third, so just a single for Carpenter puts runners at the corners for Nate Baker. And a conference on the mound for manager Troy Lamb in the Calgary infield. And he is going to take the ball from Ryan Bond. We're going to get a new pitcher, and we'll get you the changes after this as we continue our coverage of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional Tournament at Kiger Stadium on mybasin.com.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering you're coming home. I just saw your face. I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Bottom of the fifth inning, and a new pitcher in for Calgary. It's Dylan Schaefer. So we'll get you some of the numbers on Schaefer this season. He's got a 4.1 ERA. Move over to third to try to get Harper, and it skips away from the third baseman Manu, and a run in. So that was a very strange turn of events. So a pick move to third to try to get Harper. Harper broke for the plate, and the ball skipped away from Manu, so he scores, and Carpenter moves to second. Still no pitches thrown for Schaefer. By the way, Quade Power comes into center after Schaefer was in center. Those are the only changes for Calgary at this point in the ball game. 1-0 with the runner at second for Carpenter. Baker is 1 for 2 today. He's also struck out. A wave and a miss at the breaking pitch had Baker well out in front, a ball and a strike. The 1-1 fouled back, 1-2. For Schaefer, this is just the 9th game pitched for Calgary in this Babe Ruth season. He's yet to record a win or a loss. The 1-2 is swung on and missed. Baker goes down on strikes as the second out in the 5th inning for Klamath. And that'll bring up Caleb Waits. You might remember him earlier from the 3-run home run. That was in the 4th inning. Waits batting now with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. The right-hander Schaefer comes set. And the pitch. It had Waits out in front, but the ball skipped away from Carpenter, or pardon me, from Sauvé, so Carpenter stays put. It's an 0-1 count. Schaefer set with the 0-1. Lined into right field. Coming in strong is Ivers. He dives, but it gets past him. That's going to score Carpenter with ease, and now we'll see how far Waits runs. He's headed to third. They're going to wave him in. He's going to score. The throw into home is going to be laid in, and inside the park home run for Caleb Waits. 11-3 the score. A ballsy move to wave Waits around to be sure, but he scored. That's his second home run of the ball game. Gavin Graham to bat now with 2 outs. The first pitch on the way to Graham. Graham a little bit out in front of the changeup, 0-1. Gavin Graham from Lassen Community College can afford to sit back and wait for a pitch here. The 0-1 is grounded foul, 0-2. Schaefer trying to get out of this inning, having only given up 4. The 0-2. Graham watches. Strike 3 called on the outer third, and he didn't like that one. I can't say I disagree, as the inning is over. But the Falcons score 4. It's now 11-3, and Klamath leads as we head to the top of the 6th in our continuing coverage of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional on mybasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Top of the sixth inning, Nate Baker is still on the mound for Klamath. 11-3 the score. And leading off is Carter Herkin for Calgary. It'll be Herkin, Schaefer, and Ivers. The 0-1 is taken low, 1-1. Here's the pitch. It is a bouncing ball over the glove of Baker. Uola Ford up with it. Throw on to first, and a great play by the shortstop, Uola Ford, to record the first out. Brings up Dylan Schaefer, who's 0 for 2 today. Thank you. Swung on and missed. 0-1 to Schaefer. And it looks like Tyler Harper is back up in the Klamath bullpen. It's going to miss 1-1. We're in the top of the sixth. And Nate Baker at 77 pitches. He's capped off at 105. The 1-1 is flailed out and lifted out to left field. Hubble coming in and making the catch for the second out. Nice play battling the sun by the Klamath left fielder. That'll bring up Justin Ivers, who's 1 for 1 today. He's also walked. He's got an RBI to his name in this contest. (1-0) to Ivers. As this will be the 80th pitch for Baker. Ground ball to first. Rabel in with it. It skips away from him. That'll be an error for Drew Rabel. 4th of the day for the Falcons. Runner aboard at first. And Tate Manu. Combined between the two teams today, 9 errors. Adam Lehman to bat in place of Tate Manu. The pitch is going to be taken. A ball and no strikes. With a runner on first, it's Ivers. Lehman getting his first crack at Baker today. We can look at some of the stats for Lehman. Throw down to first. Rabel is going to slap the tag on him, but he's safe. 2 balls and no strikes. 82 pitches. And again, we'll tell you, we took a look at the numbers for Lehman. 286 batting average on the season. So the conference on the mound is over. It's a 2-0 count to Lehman. And he steps off. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It is flared out into right field, a single. To aboard now for Jackson Tursa. Tursa is 0 for 2 today. And this might spell the end for Nate Baker as Tyler Harper looks ready to come in. Nate Baker's pitched a great game so far. We'll give you his final line score when we come back in the top of the 6th inning. KLAMATH leads 11-3. 2 runners on when we come back in our continuing coverage of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional Stadium on mybasin.com.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Tyler Harper, the new pitcher in the game for the Falcons. We can take a look at the numbers for Harper this tournament. He's pitched in every game so far. For Harper, 2 2/3 innings pitched, and he has yet to give up an earned run. So in this tournament, he's had a good showing. And pardon me, Harper did not pitch yesterday. He pitched in the first 2 days of the tournament. His first task is Jackson Tursa. Runner at second is Ivers. At first, it's Lehman. The count, a ball and a strike to Tursa, the right-handed hitter. Harper is a product of Henley High School. And as he gets his shoes tied, we'll remind you that this broadcast is brought to you by Henris Roofing, Les Schwab Tires, and Pop Howard's, Diamond Home Improvement, Sherm's Thunderbird, and Howard's Meat Center, along with our sponsors at the station, Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club, Abby's Legendary Pizza, On Top Tree Services, Coldwell Banker Home and Premier Realty, and Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Tyler Harper ready to go with the laces tied. Here's the 1-1. It's going to be taken high, 2 balls and a strike. Tursa today is 0 for 2. Fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jackson Tursa as the Falcons lead 11-3 in the top of the 6th inning of the semifinal. Winner here goes to the noon final tomorrow to decide the Pacific Northwest champion to send to Ephrata, Washington for the Babe Ruth World Series. Here's the 2-2. It's going to skip to the plate, gets behind Waits. He loses it, so both runners are going to advance. 3-2 is Ivers to third and Lehman to second, and a full count pitch to Jackson Tursa. On deck is Ryan Bond. The 3-2 pitch is fouled back and will be out of play. Tyler Harper, the right-hander, looks in and gets the sign from Waits. Comes set and delivers. It is fouled down the first base line, fielded by the first base coach for Calgary. Nice play by the coach. And it's a full count pitch once more with 2 outs. Tursa steps back in. Harper ready to deliver. That one misses in. Harper asking whether or not that was inside, and with a sigh of disapproval, he heads back to the mound, as now it's going to be Quade Power batting for Bond. Got it. Power batting with the bases loaded. Here's the pitch. It's taken for strike one. A nice fastball on the inside corner. 0-1. First look at Power in this game this season. He lines one into center field. He's going to get a couple of RBIs here. 1 run scores. It's Ivers. Lehman going to come in as well. They're going to hold Tursa at third. And a 2-out, 2 RBI single makes it an 11-5 ball game. Power, a .237 hitter, just got RBI 21 and 22 on the season. Back to the top of the order now for Calgary. It's Travis Cooley. No, pardon me, Zach Wagstaff at the dish now. Runner on the move to second, and he'll get in there. First we've seen of Wagstaff in this game. This season, he is a .281 hitter. The 1-1 will miss high, 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wagstaff. Is it 2-1? 2 balls and a strike to Wagstaff. And the pitch is going to be taken for ball 3. Looked a little bit too high for Wagstaff. The 3-1 is waved at and missed. Full count. Full count pitch, 2 outs to Wagstaff. It is a ground ball into left field for a base hit. They're going to hold up power at third, but Tursa comes in to score to make it an 11-6 Klamath lead. Harper's given up back-to-back base hits out of the bullpen. Herman Figueroa to bat now, 0 for 3 is the lefty. Looking to keep it going. It's going to be taken wide for ball one. Sauvé on deck for Calgary. Caleb Waite's going to pay a visit to Tyler Harper on the mound. As the pitcher came out of the bullpen in relief of Nate Baker, who went 5 2/3, 7 hits, 5 runs, none of them earned. 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Pardon me, it would be 6 runs with none of them earned against Nate Baker. 2-1 count. That is flared out to left. Coming in is the left fielder Hubble, but he's going to let that one drop and skip away from him. They're going to hold up Wagstaff at third. Sliding into second safely is Figueroa. So a base hit and the error is going to allow a runner to score. 11-7 now. 4 runs in for Premier in this inning. Nick Sauvé to bat now. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored. The pitch from Harper is taken high and in, ball 1. And now Pete Whistler going to pay Tyler Harper a visit. There is a right-hander warming up in the Klamath bullpen, and he's coming in now, so likely to see a pitching change for the Falcons, as that will spend the end for Tyler Harper. Invisible frustration as he comes off the field. Coming in is going to be Skylar Doss when we return. Top of the 6th inning, Klamath leads 11-7 in our continuing coverage of the Pacific Northwest Regional at Kiger Stadium.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, the retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Skylar Doss in the game, coming in relief of Tyler Harper. We saw Doss for just a few pitches last night. He inherits a 1-0 count to Nick Sauvé, with runners at second and third. Wagstaff aboard at third, Figueroa at second. The The right-hander Doss looking to get the Falcons out of this inning. "2-0 the count to Sauvé after that apparently missed in. As Tyler Harper exits without recording an out. 3 hits against him, 2 runs, and the 2 more on base. His responsibility. It's popped up. Playable. Doss, no, Rabel calls everyone off and can't make the catch. That's going to be a hit in the books. 11-8. And the tying run at the plate. And that run also credited to Tyler Harper. Ben Longo, the team lead in RBIs, batting now for Calgary. So far today, he's 1 for 3 with an RBI. The pitch from Doss is going to miss inside, 1-0. The 1-0 taken wide, a ball and a strike. Looked to be a curveball that didn't break from Doss. 2-1. Doss, the 18-year-old, looks in to waits to gather the sign. Here's the pitch. It is lined to left field. Going back is Hubble. That one is over his head. That's going to score Figueroa. They're waving Sauvé around. He is going to score as well, and a bases clearing double for Ben Longo makes it 11-10 with Klamath leading. That'll bring up Carter Herkin. With the tying run aboard at second, Herkin represents the go-ahead run. So Longo coming out of the game. Looks like they're going to have a pinch runner in for the tying run. Longo picking up RBIs 30 and 31 on the season. He's the team lead in that metric as Corbin Mossop heads out to second to be the base runner. No movement in the Klamath bullpen. So Herkin steps in, and I'm not quite sure what they're doing. Are they trying to say that he didn't touch third rounding the bag? We're going to try to figure out what's happening. So the idea is that Gavin Graham's going to come in and pitch now, and Tyler Harper looks like he's going to re-enter. We'll get the changes for you when we come back. We continue our coverage of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional at Kiger Stadium on MyBase.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
So Gavin Graham on the bump for the Falcons. First time we've seen him pitch in this tournament. And Tyler Harper is in at third. They're getting him his sunglasses so he can battle the sun. So the Calgary Premier have scored 7 runs in this inning to pull within 1. The tying run aboard at second, it's Mossop. 11-10 the score. Here's the pitch from Graham. In for a ball. That's going to get away from Waits, and now the tying run just 90 feet away. Herkins 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. Graham just needs 1 out to keep things where they are. Here's the pitch. That's a ground ball towards short. Yola Ford up with it. The throw on to first is going to be taken. Rabel off the bag, and we've got a tie ball game. (11-all) as Mossop comes in to score on the play. Another error for Klamath. That is 6 in the game for them. 11 errors between the two ball clubs in the semifinal of the Babe Ruth Pacific Northwest Regional Tournament. 11 errors between two ball clubs in 5 2/3 of an inning. Aboard at first is Herkin. Dylan Schaefer to bat. That's a strike. Well, the least you can say about this ball game is it's been interesting to this point. 0-1. That's taken for a strike a couple of inches off the outside corner of the plate. Might have been a makeup call from a pitch earlier in the game. 0-2. Graham looking for the punch out. Here it is. That's going to be taken ball 1 in the dirt. (11 runs, 12 hits, 5 errors for Premier. 11 runs, 12 hits, 6 errors for Klamath. Here's the 1-2. It is fouled back, so we'll do it again. A ball and 2 strikes. A lot of life coming from the Calgary dugout that is not being reciprocated in the Falcons dugout, as they have scored 8 runs in this inning. The 1-2. It's taken wide, 2-2. Graham, move over to first, back safely as Herkin. Graham, the right-hander, comes set. Ready to deliver the 2-2. It's going to miss wide, 3-2. Big pitch on the way is Schaefer, and then Ivers on deck. Runner's going to be on the move from first is Herkin. Here's the pitch. It's taken for ball 4. A call that could go either way goes the way of Calgary on the walk, so Herkin advances to second, Schaefer to first. And that's going to bring up Justin Ivers, the go-ahead run in scoring position for Calgary in the top of the 6th. We're knotted at 11. The pitch from Graham. That one is even more outside than the last pitch. That wasn't called strike 3. It's strike 1. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. That is laced foul down the left field line, 0-2. Our home plate umpire has been fairly consistent for most of the game, but this sixth inning, I think, has worn on everyone in the ballpark. The 0-2 count to Ivers. That is taken for a ball, no question about it, 1-2. Graham set, checks the runner, Herkin at second. Here's the pitch. Curveball misses high, 2-2. And a good job by Ivers to battle back into this count. Down 0-2 to pull it even. Graham set and delivers. That one is swung on and missed. Strike three, and finally the Falcons maneuver out of this monster of an inning for Calgary. 8 runs across. We're tied at 11 as we go to the bottom of the sixth as we continue our coverage of the Babe Ruth Pacific Northwest Regional Tournament at Kiger Stadium on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Bottom of the sixth inning, and we are tied at 11 as Calgary plated 8 in the top half, and now it's up to Klamath to retake the lead. Leading off is going to be Marcus Uola Ford, followed by Caden Bolanos and Jacob Cook. 2, 3, 4 in the Falcons' order to get things started in the sixth. So Falcons up on the top step of the dugout. The pitch is going to miss inside. It looked like a curveball, came in a little tight from Schaefer. Schaefer's into his second inning of work. You can close the book on Ryan Bond, who just went 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 3 runs, walked 1 and didn't strike out anyone. So far, Schaefer's given up a run and struck out 2. It's a 1-1 count to Uola Ford. 1-1. Pardon me, 2-1. Schaefer with the 2-1 delivery. The right-hander looks in, gathers the sign, and delivers. Swung on and missed on the breaking pitch. Uola Ford swung out of his shoes for that one, 2-2. That's a hanging curveball, and Uola Ford was swinging for the fences. Don't blame him. Tied at 11 in the bottom of the sixth. Here's the pitch. It's going to bounce. 3-2. Uola Ford settles back in, awaits the full count pitch. Bounces one out towards short. Figueroa up with it, fires on to first, and it gets past the first baseman, Herkin. A leadoff base runner for the Falcons as Uola Ford reaches on the error. 6 errors for Calgary, 6 for Klamath, 12 between the 2 ball clubs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Most errors we've had between 2 ball clubs in this tournament. Previous record was 9. Uola Ford, a small lead off of first. Bolanos. That pitch bounces to him. Good stop by the catcher, Sauvé. He's worked hard tonight. So has Caleb Waits. Both of them have worked very hard. You can appreciate the hard work of a good catcher, especially in a game like this where the innings have been so long. The 1-0-2 Bolanos is taken outside, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes to Caden Bolanos. Jacob Cook waits on deck. Here's the 2-0. Taken away. 3-0 as that one's in the dirt to Bolanos. He can be picky now in a 3-0 count as the outfield takes a couple of paces back. Wagstaff in left, Power in center, Ivers in right. The 3-0 pitch. It's going to be taken for ball 4. So 2 leadoff base runners for the Falcons. The go-ahead run moves into scoring position, and Jacob Cook is coming to bat, but not before a visit from Coach Troy Lamb of the Calgary Premier Ball Club. Looks like we're going to have some kind of substitution, and we're going to find out as Ben Longo looks to be checking back into the game. Herkin heads back to the dugout, and if we see a pitching change, it's likely going to come from that side of the infield. The third baseman, Manu, also comes off the field. So looks to be someone going out to warm up in the bullpen for Calgary, at least for the time being. So no pitching change. Ben Longo comes in at first. We'll get the changes here. So Ben Longo back in at first. There's also a new third baseman who we'll get in just a second. Jacob Cook steps in with runners at first and second. Cook pops one up in the infield. They're going to call infield fly on him, so he is out. The catch is made, although it's more of a technicality as Cookie goes down on one pitch, 1 out, and that will bring up Drew Rabel. So Longo at first, and Herkin, who was formerly the first baseman, has moved over to third. Those were the changes for Calgary. The first pitch to Rabel. He's going to take a fastball right down the middle. Rabel's 1 for 2 today with 2 RBI. No one holding Bolanos at first. He's got a pretty sizable lead. Uola Ford a couple of steps off second, and that's an opposite field base hit for Rabel. They're going to wave around Uola Ford. He's coming in. The throw is going to be late, and Uola Ford scores from second. Klamath takes a 12-11 lead. Rabel going opposite field to drive in the run. That's his third RBI of the contest. Brings up Brody Hubble. A right-hander warming up in the Calgary bullpen. Bolanos at second, Rabel at first. Here's the pitch to Hubble. Comes inside and finds the zone. Hubble hangs his head. Can't believe it. 0-1 the count to him. Hubble takes a hack at a breaking pitch well out of the zone. 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. That's a bouncing ball foul down the third base line. So we'll do it again, 0-2. In this tournament for Hubble, he's batting .500. Comes in high and tight to Hubble. He doesn't like the look of that one, 1-2. Hubble awaiting the 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Takes a cut at a changeup and misses. Second out of the inning as Hubble goes down. That is going to bring up Tyler Harper. He hit a RBI double his last time up. Looking to repeat the same fortunes here. His team up with a one-run lead, 12-11. Here's the pitch to Harper. Ends up behind him. 1-0. After Harper, hoping to get a chance is Mark Carpenter. Harper settles in, receives the pitch from Schaefer. Harper sends one in the sky to right field. Ivers going back. That one's going to get over his head. One hop the wall. That's going to score Bolanos. They're waving around Rabel. The throw to get Rabel is going to be late. He slides in safely, and it skips away from Sauvé. Advancing to third is Harper. They're going to keep him there. 2 RBI double for Harper, and the Falcons up 14-11. Tyler Harper having himself a ball game on the offensive end. He's got 3 RBIs. Carpenter bats now with Harper 90 feet away from scoring, his team up 3. Strike called to Carpenter, who is 2 for 3 today. Ball on a strike. Carpenter, ground ball out towards second. Tersa up with it, on to Longo at first, and that will end the inning. The Falcons score 3. They're up 14-11, trying to close it out in the top half of the 7th when we return as we continue our coverage of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional Tournament at Kiger Stadium, Basin.com.
Trying to lose some weight and get in shape? Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club provides a clean and friendly workout environment with professional and experienced staff to help you achieve your goals. They offer state-of-the-art equipment, indoor tennis and pickleball courts, certified personal trainers, tons of group exercise classes. They're the best exercise facility in the Klamath Basin. Plus, they now have a smoothie bar to give you a nutritious boost after your workout. See and feel the difference at Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club. It's the place to be.
Gavin Graham still on the bump for the Falcons in this 14-11 ball game. The Falcons lead 14-11. Falcons trying to advance to the Pacific Northwest Regional Tournament Championship tomorrow at noon. The 2-0 pitch to Manu. Going to come inside and miss 3-0. Manu's 1 for 2 today. He's re-entered the ball game. Here's the pitch from Graham. That one is good for strike one. A nice fastball right down the middle. Here's the 3-1. It's taken high, and that will be a base runner for Calgary. Manu reaches first. Jackson Tursa to bat now. Tursa today is 0 for 2. He's walked. Scored twice. Reached on an error once. Strike one delivered by Graham. The tying run is on deck. Move over to first. Manu back safely. Rabel applies the tag. Here's the pitch. It's flared foul. 0-2. That is going to miss low. Must have been low. Gavin Graham voicing his disappointment out there on the mound. Ball on 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That is cold. Strike 3. Got Tursa looking for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Quade Power. Power 1 for 1 with 2 RBI today. Graham comes set, move over to first, and back safely is Manu. First pitch on its way to Power. Strike one called. Remember, one more game after this tonight. It'll be Kelso Premier taking on the Nelson Baseball Club 40 minutes after the conclusion of this contest. The 0-1 on its way to Power. Strike 2. Power having to protect the outside in an 0-2 count. Lead off at first for Manu. The pitch from Graham is lifted in the infield. Uola Ford calls everyone off to make the catch for the second out. And now back to the top of the Calgary order for Zach Wagstaff. Wagstaff 1 for 1 today with an RBI. He is the last hope for Calgary Premier in this tournament. They're down 14-11, runner on first. Here's the pitch from Gavin Graham. That is a deep fly ball to left center field. Moving over is the center fielder Bolanos, and he will not be able to make the catch. Manu is going to score from first, and that's going to go in the books as a double for Zach Wagstaff. Double for Wagstaff. 14-12, and the tying run is up. Herman Figueroa, 1 for 4 today with an RBI. That was a good shot from Wagstaff. Knock in the run. Figueroa, the lefty, awaiting the first pitch from Graham. He takes strike one. Lead off a first from Wagstaff. Pretty sizable lead off the bag. That is flared out to left field. Is that going to be fair? No, it's foul. 0-2. As Calgary Premier down to their final strike of the tournament. We'll see if Figueroa has anything to say about that. Figueroa represents the tying run. On deck is Nick Sauvé. Here's the pitch from Graham. It is lined into center field. Bolanos coming in. That one's going to drop in front of him. Wagstaff is going to score, and the tying run aboard for Calgary. It brings up Nick Sauvé. Nick Sauvé to bat. He's 2 for 4 with an RBI, as Calgary is not going out without a fight, and you wouldn't expect him to after this marathon of a ball game. The right-handed hitting Sauvé steps in. Here's the pitch from Graham. It's taken for a strike. Tying run aboard, 2 away in the top of the 7th. Klamath up by 1. They're trying to slam the door. Graham comes set. The pitch to Sauvé. It is a roller out to short. Uola Ford up with it. Throw on to first is in time to end the ball game. And the Klamath Falls Falcons are headed to the Pacific Northwest Regional Championship game tomorrow after a 14-13 victory over the Calgary Blues Premier squad. And we've got more baseball tonight. We're going to recap this one for you and send you on your way in just a bit. Keep watching for more coverage of the Pacific Northwest Regional at Kiger Stadium on myson.com.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Final score from Kiger Stadium. The Klamath Falls Falcons booking a trip to the tournament championship after a 14-13 victory. 14 runs on 12 hits, 6 errors for the winning Falcons. 13 runs on 7 hits, 6 errors for Calgary. The winning pitcher tonight is going to be Gavin Graham, who pitched 1 1/3, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. The losing pitcher tonight is Dylan Schaefer, who pitched an inning and 2/3, 3 hits, 4 runs, 1 earned. He walked 1 and struck out 3. The Falcons scored 2 in the opening frame, followed by 2 more in the 3rd. 3 in the 4th, 4 more in the 5th, and a 3-run 6th inning to build their 14 runs. Meantime, for Premier, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 8 in the 6th allowed them to crawl back into this game, but they just couldn't quite do it. Down by 3 going into the 7th, they scored 2, but they still ended up losing by just the 1 run. As we head on now to the final game of the evening, as Kelso Premier getting ready to take on the Nelson Baseball Club. That will be around 7:30, so that's when we'll be back on mybasin.com and our continuing coverage of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional at Kiger Stadium on mybasin.com. This is Josh Eldridge saying so long from Kiger.